Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. And oh my God, who's that guy over there? Some stranger has now rejoined. As we'll get into that in just a bit. But for now, we're all here. We had a game a couple weeks ago, and now it's time for Adrian to give a recap of what happened before we jump right back into things.
Okay, as per usual, my notes are a mess, so bear with me here. So we started off with a flash of light, and we found ourselves standing in mud. Everything was dreary and awful and felt just oppressive. It was bad. It was a damp and dying place. What would have been a forest, except just bad. Like I said, can't emphasize that enough. We saw some dancing lights off in the distance, but we decided to tiny hut to regroup. Garvin saw some spooky shit while he was on watch, and we were resting. And then Adrian heard a battle off in the woods, but otherwise, the watch was uneventful. Coco's watch was similarly uneventful, and Sahiri saw a really spooky character, some heavily armored undead person thing, McGee, on an undead horse, walking away from the presumed direction of the fighting, not noticing us as far as we're aware. But since we had plane shifted to get there by accident, we kind of just like dipped ASAP. So we convinced Garvin to try to do the thing again. He did the thing again. It worked, and we wound up back in meat. We talked about death, about life, and about Garvin's impending need for resurrection. There was a lot of explaining that needed to be done for our dear Coco, our baby sister of the group. Um, we met a druid named Ulfric who helped us talk to Garvin about what he did. There was an unfortunate moment where some less than ideal decision was made. I'm not gonna go into it.
Look,
It'll harp on ya.
look, he's having a tough time at the moment. All right, that's all I'm gonna
Oh
say.
hey, Adrian has made bad decisions aplenty. There is no judgment. Something happened. Ulfric talked to us about it. We got it resolved. Um, and then Garvin asked for a brand to remember the events of the day because he's real emo like that. Um, we wound up recruiting Ulfric to help us get back to Belholm, and he turned us all into farts.
Nope, it was clouds, not farts. Murray says they're farts, but they weren't. You were wrong.
I mean, effectively the same thing, but you know what
Nope.
I mean. So the next morning we headed over there. The acolytes had died while we were gone, which was weird. And but the prisoners were still there, including Sir Vekin. Something or someone came after we left and killed the rest of the cultists who were still alive. Because there were a few of them who were dead and singed in a spot where I did not make them singed or dead. And none of the rest of us did either. So that was real sus. But, Vekin seemed on the up and up,
Super
so we let him
sus.
out. Yellowcrest had a scroll of teleport, a cool robe, and some keys. And then Garvin and Coco went off to explore the rest of the sort of underground area that we were in. And they came across Yellowcrest's like office effectively, which had a few hidden mechanisms involved and quite a bit of cool loot, including his spell book. While Adrian, Sahiri, and Ulfric kept upstairs putting cultists to rest. And that is approximately where we left things, I believe. You guys had just gotten through like a secret door and found the spell book, right?
Yep, and then they had set the room on fire. Well, some of the information of the room on fire, and then, dear Lord,
I
I don't know if
forgot
you can
about
hear
that.
that, but somebody's setting off fireworks behind me, so I apologize if you hear the loud popping behind us.
It
Um,
sounds very quiet through your mic.
okay.
Sorry about it.
Anyway, uh, so
Yeah,
the
I
room was
forgot to
set,
write that
but
down
and then
because
snuffed out. but whatever information was in there that you guys didn't want to know has now been destroyed. And you guys decided you were going to take out all the bodies and bury them because that's what Sahiri does. So you start to gather some of the bodies. Sahiri, as you're going to grab the first body, you hear sobbing coming from somewhere down in the back of the area you're in.
Okay.
Nobody else can hear it. You don't see any type of reaction from anybody else. But you definitely clearly can hear the sound of sounds like a woman sobbing somewhere in the back of the temple.
Well, I'm going to go investigate that.
Sahiri, where are you going?
There's a woman sobbing. I'm wondering if it's the same woman who I saw from the book.
Oh, one of those only. Okay. Would you like company, or would you rather the scream if you're in trouble method?
No, you can come with me if you want.
Cool. Ulfric, you good? You want to come? Do you want to stay? What do you want to do?
This will take us some time. Let's the rest of us continue taking these bodies out since that's what you wish to do. I can start.
Coco's gonna go and have Sahiri's back.
I will bring out the first of the
Grab one over
bodies
there as
and
well.
start digging out some of the graves.
Well, if there's 3 of you going, I'm gonna stay here and help Ulfric then.
Okay.
So, do I see anything?
So as you continue on, you keep hearing the sobbing. It does grow louder. So you go into the large, looks like the ritual room.
Okay.
You hear behind this wall. There's a dais where the sacrifices were being done, but then there's a wall behind it, and then kind of behind there's open space, but you can't see it, but you hear the sound of a woman sobbing behind there.
Okay. Well, is there like a door through or?
It's open area, but
Okay,
you just
so-
couldn't. You just can't see it from anywhere unless you go around.
Okay, so just to be a little cautious, I'm gonna eyes of the grave.
Okay. You definitely get the sense of some undead presence back there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go back there.
Okay. As you get there, you see a woman, very finely dressed, but she's very much incorporeal. Her features are muddied, but she's there.
Does she have a tongue?
She's not facing you, so you actually can't even see her face. She's facing a spot on the wall. As the rest of you guys come around, you don't see this. You don't see anything.
I'm going to say hello.
You see her. She's got her hands kind of up on her face, and her hands come down. She turns at you, and yes, you notice as she's kind of looking that her mouth is open and she does not have a tongue. She turns and points at the back wall.
What's on the back wall?
She doesn't say anything. She just stares and points.
Well, no. What do I see on the back?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. If that's the right question.
That was bad. That's a 6.
And
Coco,
Coco help?
do you see
The
anything?
the woman is pointing to the back wall. The sobbing, tongueless woman is pointing to the back wall.
You get a slightly quizzical look at the
So it,
at the sobbing, tongueless woman.
yeah,
but-
you
well-
notice it doesn't look like they could see her at all.
Yeah, they couldn't see the woman in the book either.
No. But it's we've all figured out Sahiri is seeing a ghost something, but it was the combination of sobbing, tongueless woman. It's like, okay,
We know that that's the
Sure.
thing. This cult
That's the
cuts.
thing.
This man cuts out their tongue, so they
Yep.
can't. We can't speak with them. So it's a
Coco is-
pertinent detail.
yes, it is. Coco would like to take a look at the back wall and see if there are hidden mechanisms or what have you.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna cast light on the diamond in my staff just to kind of give some light on the
Okay.
wall, make sure she's got good vision. or good visibility. Better term.
That is a non-natural 20.
Okay. You see there's a loose brick on one bottom corner of the wall, and as you kind of go to put your hand over it, just touching it, the door, the wall kind of slides in a little bit as something has triggered it to move in. So you all see as Coco has kind of slid her hand down this bottom area, checking for traps, that the door just goes in probably about an inch.
Does it seem like anything else is happening there? Like perhaps darts, flames,
You don't,
poison,
yeah,
killer clowns.
yeah, you don't know. There's no other reaction. It's silent. You hear no other mechanisms or anything going off. So there's doesn't seem like for whatever's there doesn't seem. It was really well hidden. You're just rolled so well that you're just able to spot this as your hand kind of went
How
over that
does the
spot.
woman react?
She as the door slides open, you see her kind of fade away.
Well, she won't be any help.
So is it a compartment or like a little alcove?
It's a probably a 6 foot tall door.
But does it push it open completely
So
or just partway?
When it starts, it just slides in an inch. If you want to go and try and see if you can move it. Okay, so you go and you kind of push around on the door, and as you kind of find, you see there's a small gap has also opened up on the right side, and it slides without any problem. So it looks like it slides into a hole in the wall, and inside you see it's almost like a vault of some sort. You find there's coins lying piled up on top of this. Shinies for Coco. But there's also 6 urns sitting up on the very back shelf on the wall.
Coco will step away from the shinies and point at the urns.
I mean, maybe we can put the ashes to rest. I don't know if they have been.
Are you able to speak with them, Sahiri?
She doesn't have a tongue. I can't.
I meant the urns.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have. I mean, I can certainly. I believe I can try. Let me double check.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of at the moment.
I mean, I have speak with dead, but it's a corpse, so it needs to have a mouth.
Yeah, you don't. There's no corpse in view. It's all their
It's
urns.
all ash.
Gotta have a mouth. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's gotta have an intact. So, is there anything on, like, just looking visually at the urns? Is there any discerning?
So you see, as you're kind of getting closer, you see there's something written on 3 of them specifically, but it's not in common.
Okay.
As you get
Are
close, go ahead.
Would it be in Elvish, Gnomish, or Undercommon?
No.
Or infernal?
As you get closer to it, Zahir, you do notice it's written in Infernal.
Okay. What does it say?
Their names. And I gotta get you the names. You see, I'm sorry, there are 4 names on there, not 3, 4. Maria, Malik, Janice, and Tiana.
I'm searching my memory banks. For what the ghost-
You remember from the conversation you had with Sarah that was the name. Maria was the name of Yellowcrest's wife, and the other 3 were her children.
Kids. Yep. Well, this is his wife and children.
There were 2 other urns as well. You do know that they had 2 servants who also were missing.
Yeah, I was
One
saying
of
my
them,
guess is it's the ghost servant that we met and the other one. So obviously they were important enough to keep memory of, but not keep alive.
Were they burned in like his house in Baldur's Gate?
There's no way of telling where they were burned. The house was intact. It was just they were at least murdered there. There's no way of telling where. He left with the bodies to bury them. He said to bury them here in Belham.
Well, I mean, it's not easy to cremate remains.
Well, you do remember there was a
Or was
entire.
there a fire recently? Weren't we someplace where there was a fire recently? Or am I remembering?
I mean,
things? I'm
apart
just
from the
gonna-
one that we
Um,
set.
Yeah,
True,
there was
that's
one
fair.
in-
That's you know what? That's probably no. It's probably the one we said that I'm thinking of. Never mind.
There was one in meat. There was one in this town that I started.
Yeah.
But I put it
Never
out.
mind.
Um,
I'm drawing a logical conclusion of something else.
No, it just seems like he probably found a way to cremate the remains of the family he may or may not have murdered
You
himself.
do remember you guys did find remains. You found a mixture of burnt remains, just general bones, and some of the viscera stuff in the basement area. It was with the runic symbol circle around protecting them. It looks like it was
Yeah,
potentially a part of some
I-
ritual. You don't notice
need
any
to-
runes or anything on the urns themselves, however.
Was
I
that in
mean-
the basement? Where?
In the temple.
Okay.
But I feel like we still need to at least attempt to put these ashes to rest. I don't know if anything was done to help move them along or if they're stuck in limbo, and I don't want them to be there because the woman that I saw seemed to be very well dressed, so perhaps his wife
Well,
is asking at least to put the children at rest.
how would you get him to move on?
I mean, by trying to put their spirits at peace. I mean, we're working to try to find him and see what's going on with, and I'll do some rites and we can bury the urns. It may be that they have additional unfinished business with Yellowcrest, but we can at least try here.
I think Garvin gives a nod. And I'm gonna pull out the lantern of revealing that we have, and I'm gonna just kind of light it and give a sweep of the room.
Okay. You
I think we have that.
you don't notice anything invisible or hidden with the lamp. You do know there was some coins in the room, which I gotta.
I mean, honestly, I think that the coins should probably go back to the town. I mean, we're not in need of the money, and I would rather this money go to something good, or at least the potential for something good, than anybody else finding it or.
So what you find is about 115 gold worth of coins. And then there were 2 jeweled earrings and a ring.
Did they match the wife's clothing?
They look fancy.
Okay.
If you give me a moment, I can try and figure out what they are.
They may just be decorative. I mean, noble houses show your wealth in jewels.
Yeah, I think Garvin's. I mean, they survived the fire.
That is also true.
Or did? I mean, do they look? I guess were these weren't in the urns? Never
No,
mind,
they
I'm
were
thinking-
on the they were
Yeah.
next to the urns, but they were not in the urns.
I don't know. I think Garvin would still check them. He'd sit down and start doing a ritual with at least, I guess the ring, not the earrings.
Okay. So you're casting Identify, I'm guessing. So,
Yeah.
you sit down, you channel the spell. Nothing special seems to be about the ring at all. It seems like a fancy piece of jewelry.
Okay. Well, I think you're right on this one. and I hand Sahiri the ring, and I try the others.
Okay, similar situation. The earrings are nothing special. There's nothing special with the coins. Everything looks unremarkable, so to speak.
I think
I mean,
Garvin shrugs and kind of.
Honestly, at least he cared enough to do this for his loved ones, or the people that were once his loved ones. Well, there's more work to be done. So I will head back out to help lay people to rest.
Okay, so it takes you guys a little while, but eventually you pull out all the bodies. Um, you see that Ulfric is kind of, you see him out there casting a spell. It looks like he's doing mold earth to kind of help dig the spots for the graves out. He's already laid a couple of them out. You get the bodies in. He helps cover over. I'm sure you guys with mold earth are helping him fill the holes back in, and you see him start casting druidcraft and putting grass over top of the graves to kind of hide the fact that anything was even there.
I'll help him with the druidcraft.
Okay.
And kind of aid on that.
Well, that was quite a long day's worth of work. However, I think what's done is done here. I think it best if you head back to town and potentially stay somewhere in the evening. It seems to be getting dark outside. Me, I'm gonna make my way south. I have some other work I potentially do. I think you'll be in good hands. And you see him hold his staff. He's like, here. I think I know a friend of yours that may need this.
All right.
I do hope our paths cross again. For the meantime,
Garvin's a bit confused, but
Hey, we didn't have a friend.
good
I
luck
mean,
on
I
your
have a-
adventures. And you see him just transform into a raven and
And
head south.
I do envy their flair for the dramatic.
Well, we've had weirder days.
Yeah. I
Yesterday.
don't know how much I love. Yes, that is a good point. I don't know how much I love the idea of staying in this town though, because the last time we were here, I blew up a house because some dudes tried to kill us.
Well, we might also, I mean, no, though we don't want to stay here, but there's something to be said about us staying here a night to make sure that
The town is safe.
Yellowcrest doesn't come back. Yeah. Plus, we need to give them the 100 assorted gold.
You also have 3 prisoners who you haven't talked to.
Oh, right. Forgot about them.
and I'm gonna put the staff in my bag of holding.
Okay. As you're holding the staff, you look at it. You didn't get a really solid look at it before, but as you're kind of looking at it, it looks like it's made out of almost of knotted wood. The top almost looks like it's a branching out pieces of tree, and the jingling sound you heard wasn't really like metal like balls or anything like that. What it was little almost like wind chimes made of wood that were attached to it that were kind of clacking against each other, making that sound.
Garvin gives it an odd look, but still puts it in the bag for now.
Okay.
Hey guys, how we doing? To the 3
So
wayward souls.
yeah, so you see, there's as I said, there were 3 of them. There's the wow, what the heck is his name?
There's Sir Vekin and
Sir
then there's
Vekin.
2 just randos.
There's Sir Vekin. There was a young male and then a female as well. All of them human.
Hey, so I know him. I'm Adrin. What are your names?
The woman who seems to be a little bit better shaped than the young man says, My name is Yeda Fereni.
Rennie.
Have you been into Belhome?
Yeah, lovely little town.
Well,
I think I owe the mayor some money for some construction issues, but that's...
I think she'll probably let you go, as that's my sister.
Oh, that's why your name sounded so familiar.
I must admit, I got myself caught up in this cult until I realized exactly what Yellow Crest was doing, and before I had a chance to escape, I was captured and tossed in the cell.
As is the way with cults, you know. Charismatic leader suddenly, oh wait, this is sketchy, and then you're locked in a halfling prison with your little brother for about 3 days.
Well, I mean, sadly, the similar fate happened to this young man here. This is young Fargo.
Hey, young Fargo, your dad's looking for you. He sent us. Well, he told us to try to find you anyway.
He would, and I'm grateful. I made bad choices, ended up here.
You know what, kid? If I hadn't made as many bad choices as I have, I wouldn't be where I am. So, you know,
But the
take
fact
bad for
is,
good.
I'm alive, and I have you to thank. So I'm sure my father will
There you go.
be more than happy to hold you overnight in this inn.
That's not the concern. We are more concerned that you are all right, and we can bring you back where you belong. So, our buddy here, Sir Vekin, didn't know much. Did either of you happen to see or hear anything that maybe Sir Vekin didn't? While, I mean, I'm sure you saw me run past, and then some crazy shit happened, and then about a day later we showed back up.
Yeah. Yes, we'd been down here for some time. We heard a loud scream, and it sounded very much like the scream of Lord Yellowcrest. But then all was silent after a couple more screams, and then we didn't hear anything any longer.
Cool.
Most of us were
Wonderful.
we were all too tired and weak from being stuck in there that we didn't have the energy to call out for help at that point.
That is fully understandable. I want you to know that I fully intended to go back for you when I had run past, but that I got... let's go with sidetracked. It's easier to explain.
Well, I mean, we heard a lot of the commotion going on up there, but it was enlightening, apparently.
Eh. Well, yeah, let's get you back to town then.
Okay. So
We'd given them like food, just a bit of food and water
Good
last
berries.
time to
Yes.
tie them. That was it. Yeah.
Yep.
I will have like cooked them dinner out here while we were dealing with what we had to deal with, you know? Like I've got stuff.
So, you guys make your way back to make your way back to Belhome. The sky is starting to darken. The temperature's starting to cool down a little bit. But you do make it back to the inn. Old Fargo's
Good news.
Old Fargo sees you enter and just in overjoyed. Young Fargo, you're still alive. Oh, I was so worried. Thank you, heroes. What you have anytime you visit Marfair Town, you have free room aboard for as long as you need.
Well, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. But we're just glad that your son is safe.
Yes. Boy, we'll have some talking to do later, but I'm glad to see you alive. And he kind of looks up at his father, nods, and if you don't mind, I want to go back to my room and sleep.
That sounds like a good idea. He's had at least the last 2 days have been, well, hell. I don't know the rest. But...
So, as you guys are sitting there, as you enter in, you see you're looking around the bar.
I did want to have a moment the bartender as his son walked away, if that's okay.
Yeah, but as you turn, you
Okay.
notice a familiar face sitting at the bar.
Hey, how's it going, eh? Where'd you take off to? I was like right behind you.
I
Hey.
sprint and just tackle hug him off of
Uh,
the stool.
Coco gets there before you because she's
Okay,
faster.
no,
It
no,
becomes-
plenty,
It just
plenty of
becomes a
room.
dog pile.
Yeah, there you go. Plenty of room. Yeah, it's okay. Good thing you're all
Dude.
short. Hey,
And not very strong. Glad to see you. Glad you're alive.
yeah,
Were you the one that came in behind us and killed those cultists? I now realize
Yeah.
that we're in a bar in a public
yeah,
place.
no, man, because I heard like, oh no, we're gonna die. Oh, I gotta get out of here. And then I'm like, oh, I'm coming, guys. And then I get there, and you're like, "Phew." And then all the other guys get super stabby with the big boss guy. Like they turned on him like that. It was funny. It was cute.
Well, that's good.
Then they saw me, and then they tried to. That was funny though. Like one of them was swinging at me, and I'm just like holding his head, like I popped it like a grape. It's fine. It's no, like they were rather stabby.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had forgotten just how horrifying you can be. It's wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, people forgot how scary I was. More stories, and I'm like looking at everybody. Sahiri, hey, good to see ya. Okay, Coco, you got fleas, and I lock eyes with Garvin. How soon? All right, we have to talk. Oh, jeez, it's really great to see you guys. Hey, drinks on me. Or
And you
better
hear
yet,
a
drinks
you
are
hear a
probably fun
oh
because
from the
100%.
workers that are sitting in the bar.
Yeah.
As old Fargo starts getting
Now-
back to work and the
As he's wandering away to get to work, I lean to Murray. Now, when you say on you, do you mean on me? Yeah. Okay.
Some
I got
things
it.
don't change, you know.
No. I'm just. I was checking. Status quo is status quo.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the bookie types, man. Apparently, I get a cut of something that I don't need, so whatever, you know.
You don't. Sure.
Yeah. Right.
A little. Whatever.
I
more complicated than that,
I
but-
actually got something for you, Murray, but it didn't
What?
come from me. It,
Oh.
do you know a guy named Ulrich?
Oh frick! There's an F.
Ulfric? I thought it was Ulrich.
Ulfric. Druid
Ulfric.
smells kind of funny. Hates cities. Really hates stone.
You all fit. What?
Garvin just
60% of that.
shows Murray his hand with the symbol of the unicorn on it.
Unicorn queen. That's weird.
I mean, it was a symbol he had on him.
Yeah.
Murray, you've been around enough. You know that's the symbol of my leaky.
Yeah, no, he's always talking about, my leaky or whatever. I don't know. Did he try to
Yeah, that
tell you
one.
he's from up north?
I mean, yeah, he knew your
Okay.
code name and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we druids, we kind of know about each other, we got to keep eyes, because we're all a weird bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give it to you later. Just remind me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, don't forget, you have something for me.
All right.
Oh, it
It's
reminds
so
you
good to have
later.
someone else
Okay,
to
don't
dunk
worry
on
about
him.
it. So, hey, what's going on with you guys? What's the haps?
Too fucking much, dude.
Trade you a story for a story.
Well, were you around for the mindful? Yeah, you were around for the brain.
I don't think
flight.
he was here for the mind flayers. He definitely
No,
wasn't here
I'm
for
gonna
the
let
shadow
Garvin
Fell.
handle that one.
Dude, you went to the Shadowfell? Wait.
I mean, not intentionally.
What?
Oh.
You didn't tell me where we were. That's worse.
I mean, it's just a
Uh.
feeling. Oh, what else is kind of dark and dreary and soggy? It could have been a plane of hell. Could have been one of the planes of the whatever the freaking the demons are from.
I mean,
So
I like
yeah,
Dark
and then I
Damp,
just
but the
I
Shadowfell's a lot.
I go into recounting our adventures since Murray had left. I'm not gonna do all of that right now. It's a lot.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Like Murray's enthralled entirely, and he's no. Well, that's crazy. Oh,
Mom
jeez.
says hi.
Oh, yeah. I should. I've been meaning to stop by. Whatever. So, story for a story. You guys are probably curious why I took off. Sorry about that, by the way, but yeah, you probably want answers, huh?
Notebook hits the bar, pen is already on it, and I'm staring at him.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm kind of good to be honest. I just want to eat and get some sleep, but you can tell the others.
Yeah. All right. Do they know?
Oh yes,
Garvin
the
kinda-
proverbial cat is out of the bag.
Garvin takes his plate of food and gives a bit of a nod and starts walking up the stairs or wherever to find his room.
I'll come see you later, Garvin. I got important questions.
Now, if anyone could use a bit more explaining on the subject, I think it's Coco, because we did a good job explaining it from Sahiri's perspective and my attempts to help. I almost want to put air quotes around help, but I don't know. I'm not that good with this stuff. I don't know.
Oh, the Garvin thing.
Yeah. Coco's nervous. Understandably.
Coco's not the only one who's nervous.
Yeah, Sahiri.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta talk to. Actually, Yumi and Garvin need to talk because Kalemvor can play a role here.
Yeah, it's kind of his domain.
Yeah.
Should we all sit and talk? Since
I think
Yeah,
that
let's
needs
my
to
find-
blood
be
to do it.
potentially. Let's talk to Garvin first and decide what level, because this is his
Well,
path.
I tell you what. I'll tell you guys my exciting story, and then we'll all go see Garvin. You guys are all in on it, so yeah. So,
Yeah.
to
And
give
moves
the
on its
Cliff's
own. Go
notes
ahead.
because there's a lot. Basically, you know, I was raised by goblins and then halfling. You know, there's halflings and goblins, and there's this whole thing, adopted families. Well, my halfling dad died, so
Oh, Murray.
as is the way with pair bonded mates, when one mate dies, the other one kind of tends to slide downhill sometimes. So I went up there because my sister, the adopted one, was freaking out. They got the goblin Booyag to contact me and call for help and say that, you know, Dad's dead, Mom's on her way out, come now. That's why I left in haste. I made it. I got there. I was told that it was too late. By the time I got there, she had just gone. But it's okay, you know, death is a thing, you know. I spent 2-3 days at the graves crying. By the way, there's a new forest. I did that. Yeah, I'll mark it on maps. It's new. It's pretty cool. But you know, I found out that they said that, you know, like my dad died of old age, right? Because, you know, halflings, they live a long time, but, you know, they were old.
They also party
So,
very hard.
remember those goblins I was telling you about?
Yeah.
there was an uneasy truce between the two villages, kind of because of me, because they remembered how freaking scary I am. Well, the younger generation forgot and got a bit handsy with the halflings, and one little bastard stabbed my dad. So, me being the calm, collected, and cool-headed Murray that I am, I might have rage turned into an angry animal and flown to the goblins. So I showed up, and then the Booyag was the first to meet me, and she's like, "Oh, hey, sorry. Oops. Yeah, thank you for calling me. That's great." And then she's like, "Hey, sorry about lying." And I was like, "That's okay. Don't worry about it." So I went into the village and I sat. I didn't give a shit if there was a chief. I took the throne and I sat on that bitch and I made that little bastard explain it to me. Why? Why? Why when there was a peace? I may have beat him into a pulp and crippled him permanently, and then healed him back up just to kill him to prove a point. I ripped his head off and stuck it on the throne, and then told them that all was forgiven, and they're not going to do this shit again. So, apparently when I get really mad and I create forests, there's a mushroom forest now. There's also a mushroom guardian, so just careful. So basically, if the goblins start shit, he's just gonna go crazy and just start murdering goblins.
Well then.
So I don't feel too good about that, but also at the same time, I reach into my bag and I pull out a big glass vial of really thick oil. Put it down. I need this for Garvin. Conveniently, the Booyag of the Goblin tribe was really, really helpful all of a sudden. So,
Oh, I can't imagine why.
everyone up north was reminded. Don't fuck
That you
with the
can-
king.
That you can pop them like a pimple?
Yeah. Oh, the whole village was watching, so
Now, okay,
we'll try.
not to distract from your horribly sad story, and again, I am so sorry to hear about your parents.
Yeah,
But
they die.
but it does press on my mind. Is that a normal part of goblin culture? The you just kind of took the throne and demanded
mean,
that he explain himself and then exacted your retribution? Is that normal, or is that against any
goblin-
rules?
Goblins are kind of bitey and stabby, kind of angry little bastards, like they're not allowed in villages or towns because, I mean, look at them. And then they get all mad. They're like, "Well, I'm gonna take my shit by force, eh?" So basically, it's more nurture than nature, really, in that instance. So if you treat them nice, they treat you nice. So I mean, there's an agreement between the halflings and the goblins, right? Like they support each
Yeah.
other. They're kind of symbiotic right now, or they were, and then they weren't, and then they were. Now they are again. And if they don't, they get crushed by a giant walking mushroom.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'd love to go there
Anyway.
and see that interaction because I've studied halfling culture and
Yeah.
that's just fascinating. Also, I mean,
There's a lot
I
of
just-
systemic racism and hatred with goblins, so I mean, I assume no two tribes are the same because they are kind of separate. Because even goblins don't get along with goblins, Then you got the hobgoblins that are all the smarty smart little shits, and sometimes you'll find them at the head of a goblin tribe, and then you've got what else? Bugbears. Those are kind of goblins, and they're just big brutish dudes that'll like kill goblins to prove a point and use them as weapons. I feel like they're misunderstood.
yeah.
Give them a chance to chip in and be part of society, and you never know. So, or Murray comes back. Oh, there you may come across, because you're pretty long lived. You might come across a goblin and maybe even a halfling lore. that might mention Murray. I scared
good.
people.
Yeah, as you tend to do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. And I just reach over and give him just like a gentle, warm hug. Just like
Oh. Oh yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry
so
for
it's
your
been
through a rough
loss,
night.
Murray. I understand how that feels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's well, like you and me, Sahiri, both we kind of get it, right? I mean, death is just a part of life, And they were old,
Yes,
and it's unfortunate, but they found their way with the help of Kalimvor to where they were going.
yes,
It's
but it
I
is still the loss of a parent or parental figure
yeah
is
yeah
difficult to deal with.
yeah. It's I did my grieving. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's a thing. I got to
It's a
bury them.
process.
Yeah, I got to bury them and create the graveyard and the grove that they're interred. It's not everyone's so lucky.
Well, I'm sorry I could not be there to help bring them on their
Yeah.
path.
I was thinking about you actually while I was burying them. I was like, oh, jeez, what would Sahiri be saying? And I might have did my like, oh, Kalimvor has them, eh? Like there was a little thing. I was crying a lot. It's great. I'm kind of glad you
Oh.
weren't there because wet dog. Like I get really drippy and droopy when I cry. It's not pretty. Speaking
Wet
of
mushroom.
crying.
And
Speaking
hey,
of
you still have our
crying.
mum.
Yeah, yeah. The more mums I have, the more I'm reminded how much longer I'm going to live than probably all of you.
What do you double me, triple me, on average?
Well, I mean, like 500 at the outside,
Oof. So like
and
triple
I'm,
me,
I'm,
I think.
mid 200s at this point. So okay, we
So should we all go have a sad group powwow?
yeah. Well, sad. I don't know about sad. I mean, now that everybody knows, this makes this shit a lot easier. There's a few weird questions that are going to be a really, really weird. But does your mom know?
Yep. According to Garvin. If she doesn't,
Okay.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
I mean, I feel like we're doing our best to make sure this goes a good way.
I have lots of
'Cause
blood. You need.
there's a few things that we need to talk about. Let's go upstairs, and I'll grab a tankard, and I'll hold my hand out to the barman for a second tankard.
And you see him reach under, grabs, and hands you another one.
Cheers. I appreciate it. See you later, bud. Oh god, I start stomping up. Oh, which room is the Garvin in?
Se-
I don't-
Wait, I start
second
stomping
door
up
on the
stairs.
left.
Garvin! Oh, thank you.
As we file out, I do like stop and lean over the bar. Do try to give it a little easy on your son. It is easy to get wrapped up in things like a cult.
Nothing to worry about. It's not a you're in trouble discussion. It's a life lesson discussion. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
It's not a you're in trouble. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, he's a good lad, so Well, good luck. Have a good night. Let us know if you need anything. Do I owe you anything for? I feel like I do.
No,
Deal with it tomorrow.
you've saved my son. That's more than I can ever ask.
Oh, stop. And I go upstairs.
I'm gonna knock with my head because my hands are both. Hey. Hands are full. I got beer.
All right. I get up and I make my way to the door and open it up.
So you open the door and you see Murray staying there. He's got two big mugs full of ale waiting to be let in.
And you see, like, right in the corner to your right, Murray, there's this strange, odd, knotted wooden staff with wooden chimes. It looks ancient.
Ooh, that's pretty. Here, you're gonna need this.
All right. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the drink, but sure.
I mean, don't drink it all, but yeah, it's just we're all having a night.
I mean, my brain's kind of muddy anyways lately. It's not like it's gonna hurt anything.
Yeah. Speaking of hurt, and I'm gonna go into the back, like the farthest corner that I can to make room for everybody in the room.
All right.
They all
What's
know,
going
so there's no
on?
point. They all know, so there's no point in keeping this secret. They all kind of need to know.
Also, 3 out of the 4 of us are involved, and it feels shitty to leave Coco outside.
And this will give Coco answers too. Like she'll be able to understand because I'm going to explain a few things.
I thought I was just giving you the staff.
Oh no.
Bud, you know how you can tell a chicken's done by the smell when it's roasting? You don't.
I mean,
You
I
don't
can
have a
tell
lot
if
of
it's
time.
cooked.
You don't have a lot of time. We gotta talk about this now. The smell is on you. It's closer than you may think.
Kind of figured Ulfric and I had a conversation.
Yeah, he didn't. Did he tell you could come back as anything?
I mean, look, I know there's risks. I'm trying to mitigate them, okay? And to be honest, Kalimvor's still got to let me back to this realm anyways. And I know that's part of it too.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be willing. You know, you have to want to first to petition whoever it is. I know the nature side of things. I don't know the deities and stuff. It's just I do what I do. Oh, speaking of which, I take out the jar, the big jar of oil. A semi-voluntary gift from the Booyaga, the Goblin tribe. This is the oil we need for the job.
Semi-voluntary. How many did you kill,
Dumbass.
Barry?
One. He killed my
Garvin, I think-
halfling. He killed my halfling dad.
I think
Lessons
Garvin
were learned.
nods, gives a shrug, looks it over. What does it look like it is? Does Garvin know what this is?
It's like a muddy looking oil.
Does it look magical?
It's not magical. I think it's the actual spell component. One of the spell components.
Yeah,
For...
it's a spell component. It's rare oils worth 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
So I might have seen stuff like this in like Waterdeep and shops and stuff. Very pricey.
Yeah, you would.
Rare oils and unguents that are worth at least 1,000 gold, which the spell consumes. Yeah.
Yep. So you've seen it at least in apothecary shops and things, and you know that this is definitely a required spell component. And normally it's not cheap, as you said. It's 1,000 gold. It's
Minimum.
yeah. It's quite the gift from the Goblin tribe.
Yeah. Well, she helped me make it. I grew the mushrooms that this came from. So
I
the
mean-
goblin.
We've got the mushroom I bought back from the Freywilds too.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, I need to focus intent. And that'll help at least mitigate some of the risks. It's not going to guarantee everything.
No. And there's also this part. And Coco, do you trust me? Garvin, how do you want me to kill you? You have to die.
I have a feeling it's probably going to happen not far off anyways. Look, like I said, brain's been a little muddy lately. Not been making the best decisions. Things aren't as clear.
Let me see.
All right. Garvin undresses.
Oh,
Yeah, you see,
that's pungent for me.
and it's almost like that, just starting to go black and that black and green of almost like gangrenous style, where it's
Black
just
tendrils are following up.
Full
basically.
necrosis.
yeah, you see
Sorry.
necrosis. Yep, exactly. You see the kind of the necrosis starting to seep up the sides of his body, this is it's very late stage. That it's
I put
not
my
good.
hand on his forehead and the back of his neck to feel for fever.
He's not
I mean-
feverish at the moment.
I'll be honest. There's days where I wonder how I'm still walking.
I wonder it every day.
I think it's sheer will at this point.
So do I.
Okay, so how this works. Coco. Basically what we're doing is I can take the soul of someone who just died, and the soul can come back into a different body. Same person, just different body, right? The problem is that it could be anybody. It could be Drow, Duragar, Tiefling, Dragonborn. Hell, he could come
Goblin.
back as he could come back as me. He could come back as a goblin, a halfling. It's very. He could come back like you. It's nature chooses, right? Nature takes a soul that's not ready and says, "Okay, hey, come back. We'll recycle. Don't worry about it." So instead of recycling by turning you into worm poop and burying you, we recycle you by you becoming a different person.
I mean, look, Murray, I'm not worried. Nature knows my intent, knows what I'm trying to do. This is beyond me.
And Kalimvor will know if you're done.
Besides, father knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. And to be honest, kind of interested
Yes,
in talking
Coco.
to Kalimvor myself. There's things I want to know about Sahiri.
Yes, Coco. I'm 90% sure. I've seen it done. I haven't done it myself, but I've seen it done. Same person.
And you know if it isn't, I'll know.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I mean, I will be
So-
there to guide Garvin's spirit as I can, or as I will be allowed to.
So
It's
how
not
much blood
entirely
do you
up
think
to
you're
me.
gonna need?
So, what's really going to help here is if we find a place where we're all comfortable, that we all know. The Garvin, you feel at peace, and everyone is less stressed in the middle of an inn. Probably not the best idea, you know, because there's stuff. It takes me an hour, basically, to do the whole chant and actually get everything set up and ready, and there's a whole involved process, and then it's just a touch, and then stand back and hope it comes out a chicken and not a goose, you know. What do we do if it's not him? Well, we
Rinse
get to
and
know the new
repeat.
we get to know the new person, and we assume that the person we know as Garvin was sent forth by Kalimvor, I guess.
Fine.
Or he's reborn as a rabbit. Oh, that'd be great.
It'll be fine, Coco.
Comic.
It's fine. I promise. I knew this was coming.
I knew it was coming, just not this fast.
In Coco, if whatever appears after Murray does his ritual is not Garvin, we still have what was once Garvin, and I can speak with him and make sure he's okay with where he is.
And if the new one is bad, I'll incinerate it.
And Murray, to answer your question, I think if anybody's to help me pass on, it would be Sahiri.
Okay.
I just want to reiterate my question. How much blood do you think you're gonna need? Because, like, that's my whole job, is to kind of help influence this by being me.
This is between him and
Oh.
whatever's on the other side.
I know, but Garvin, you said I could help, didn't you? I thought I was gonna help. I don't know.
I need you to stay connected to Father and be by my
Oh
side,
boy.
so I have a connection.
Okay. I wonder if I can bring Coco to meet Dad. That'd be neat.
I look at Sahiri, kind of a. You ready for this?
As ready as I'm going to be.
So where are we going?
That was my question. Where is the place that Garvin feels the most?
Where are we at? We are in
Belholm, which is just southeast of Baldur's Gate.
How far from Candlekeep?
From Candlekeep,
What, like a day or two?
I think it is closer than. I think it's halfway between Baldur's Gate and. I don't know why I never remember this. I should know this stuff by now. Bringing up the map. It is.
It's a map. It's a map. It's a map. It's a map.
It's a map.
Do you see the map?
No.
Please tell me you see the map. Please. I need to get
I think, regardless of how long Garvin thinks he has, he's going to insist that they go to the cabin.
South of Baldur's Gate, so it's southwest of where you guys are.
He's going to insist they go to the cabin that belongs to their family. The one in the woods, where he first actually made the connection to Father. The place where he took Murray to meet his mother for the first time. A place that has a lot of emotional connection, a lot of sentimental value. I think that's where we should go. I know it's a journey, and maybe I won't make it. And if I don't, then it happens where it's supposed to.
Give me a wagon and I'll get you there as fast as I can. I pull out the pin.
Garvin gives a nod.
I mean, I could fly us there, but I don't think I can carry everyone. Actually, no, he's probably gone by now. I would have figured a couple of druids could probably easily fly at least a little ways. I mean, he should be able to turn into an eagle. I can't. Okay.
What?
I'm just
Frick.
while I'm thinking, I'm gonna walk over to the staff and just grab the staff.
Okay. So yeah, as you see, it's a very, very ornate staff. It's this knotty wood, but it branches out into almost like a tree with actual branches. But along the branches, they've got little like wooden wind chimes.
You see hanging amongst the wind chimes is a small satchel with the mushroom that we brought back from the Feywild in it.
I'll take the satchel, I'll put it in my bag, and I'll take the oil. Stow it. Okay. Well. I'm gonna take some time to get to know my new friend. Maybe not now. Is there a wizard or a sorcerer anywhere around here that can teleport us at least relatively close?
uh, I mean,
Shut up.
I got a spell scroll, but I don't think I'm in any shape to use it.
Give me a bit.
I mean,
I
You
just
know
go
where we're
wander
going,
over into a
right?
corner. Yeah, I know where
Okay.
we're going.
I mean, I can walk into a tree and out of a tree in a different place, but I can't.
Adrian pulls out some chalk that looks like kind of glittery, and just starts like drawing on the floor.
Oh, jeez, we're going now. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Now, I haven't done as I'm drawing. I haven't done this before, so I can't 100% guarantee that it is going to work, but I'm willing to try.
I grabbed Adrian by the shoulders.
You drew that
Don't
one
dream it.
wrong. That should be a
I
triangle, not a
didn't.
square. Yes, it is.
No, I didn't.
God, I
You
miss
sure?
you guys. Wait, Adrian, don't dream it. Be it. You got this.
So
I
it,
feel like I can do it. But I
FYI, it's a
haven't-
10-foot diameter, so it's a big circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to
Bend against
sleep,
the wall.
so I'm running on empty. I mean, I'm working on it. Well, I did have a chance to sleep. A little. We'll see if it works.
Here.
It takes me
maybe
like
this
about a
helps
minute
too.
to finish
There's
drawing.
magic in it. Maybe it translates. And Garvin will
I-
reach in and get that spell scroll of teleport that we recently got and hand it to Adrian.
Okay.
Okay. So all of this to say that I am casting teleportation circle, taking us to Candlekeep, because it is a major city and therefore probably has an established circle.
Okay. So you finish the circle. You feel the magic energy start to work. You get everybody to stand in the circle.
Group hug.
Okay, guys, let's go.
So you finish the incantation. You feel the air around you kind of pop. A bright light hits, and all of a sudden you feel this force slam against you. As everybody takes... Dice would help. Give me a second.
Shit. I mean, I'm not trying to get into the
No.
library, man.
Everybody takes 3 points of force damage as you find yourself
Ow.
on the floor inside the room still. You have a
The town say no?
so you have a vague memory that teleportation in and out of Candlekeep is strictly forbidden and is blocked without specific locations and approved locations.
But this is a established teleportation circle. Fine.
Your point of entry is not.
Just
Well-
try the scroll and take us to the clearing by the cabin, brother.
I can do that. I do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to try.
So you redo the configuration of the runes in the circle, changing the locations of where you're going. You concentrate. Everybody gets in the circle. The light flashes again, but this time you don't feel any pain or response back. The air is crisp and clear. You're definitely outside. You look around and you find yourself standing outside of your old cabin. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, guys, as we're close to halfway through for the evening. So we're going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be back and we'll finish up for the night from there. So hang tight. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome back, guys. The party had just teleported to a small cabin outside of the forest, just north of Candlekeep, and that's where they find themselves at this point. You guys see, it's dark. Doesn't look like there's anybody at the cabin at the moment. Like you weren't, of course, you weren't exactly expected. But the forest is quiet. The evening feels nice, crisp, cool. But it's definitely nighttime.
Produce flame, just for a light. Oh, jeez. I remember this place.
It's got a place it's thin, the veil between here and the Feywilds. We can always walk it. Figured it was appropriate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta go see that nice lady again. Oh man. All right. Let's Sahiri, if you want to help me, we'll just get a room ready, you know, or you want to do it outside, Garv? I mean, it's not gonna be messy theoretically, so you know.
Give us a few.
I want to go inside for a few. Check things out.
Yeah, no. Take
Spend a
your
minute
time.
anyway.
So Sahiri and I'll just, you know, dot our I's, cross our T's, you know. You go. Get ready.
Yeah, time to change into the ritual robes.
Garvin's is gonna make his way into the cabin, just kind of look around, reminisce for a bit.
Murray's gonna sit with his staff and just kind of
Gonna
chill
lay
out
my.
a little bit while he.
Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
Murray's just chilling it with his staff. That's
You look around. It's quiet. It doesn't look like your mother has been here since probably the last time you all visited the cabin, when you, Adrian, and Murray came up. Seems like she's, because of what's been going on, she spent most of her time in the city itself.
Garvin lays his bags, and gear, and everything, like in a place like along the up against the wall, someplace kind of out of the way, but with intention to be taken like the next day, as if one would, you know, like not up, but out of the way.
But
Once Garvin's inside, I lean over to Murray.
Mhm.
Look, we're too far out of town for me to do it. You need to send word to Mum. Can you
okay.
send us
I'll
word or anything?
It kind of requires intent for me to prepare stuff, right? Hang on. Is Candlekeep warded against Fae?
Candlekeep is warded against pretty much anything entering that's not allowed to be by any magical means.
Actually, hold on. How far are we from the city?
From where you guys are, you are 50 miles north, if that. This is kind of you're kind of in the there's a forest just north of city. Where was that?
If I were to eagle it, how long would it take to travel 50? I'll do math.
I'm just making sure that it's 50 miles because I think that's correct.
Don't you have like an animal thing, like an
Animal messenger, yes, but it's not prepared, is what I'm trying to imply.
Yeah, it's about 50 miles north. It's called the Cloakwood. Is where you guys had your cabin. It's a small little forest. It sits right off the coast, north of Candlekeep.
Cause like I could. Here's the thing, right? I could bring a Fae, but I mean, if we're a ways away, I only have them for an hour. Look. I'll be right back. And then Murray turns into a giant eagle. And then he's gonna wing it as hard as he can towards Candlekeep, as fast as he can.
Okay, I think that will take you, even with flying, a couple hours. Not a
What's your fly
I'm looking
speed?
yeah.
at
What?
it.
Yeah, the flight speed of it's probably 80. It's a giant eagle.
80. Yep, 80.
So,
I
160
can
is dashing.
travel 160. A mile is 5,300. Yeah, it's at least an hour's. At
Yeah.
least 16 miles. at
That's
eagle
16
speed.
miles an hour. It's 16 miles an hour.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, just a little.
It's
over
about-
an hour.
so it's-
or 100. Is that right? We did this math the other day.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I believe that's correct. Oh,
If only I had haste.
GM math people, hold on 1 second. So 80 miles per 80 miles per or 80 feet per second for 6 seconds times 10 would make it a minute. 800 feet per minute.
So that would be.
8,000 feet per hour.
Oh yeah, I can do
Yeah.
so about 45 minutes.
Yep.
So an hour and a half there and back, as long as there's.
No, it 3. I think it's 3 hours up and back. It's an hour and a half, I think, to get there.
All right, I mean Murray's gonna.
I know,
also,
8,000
there's the time I, like,
Yeah, 8,000
Come on.
feet is. So you would fly. You would end up landing outside of the city
Yeah.
because you cannot fly into the city even as a magical creature, or else you would
Yeah.
crash.
I'll land in view of the guard. I'll revert to Murray in view of the guard. My hands out. Hey.
What can I
here to
do
see
for you
Mama
today?
Morning's-
You know the rules of entry.
I know. I'm sorry. It's urgent. Look. Fuck. What's the Mama Morningstar's maiden name? Rain. I'm here to see Mama Rain. Her son Garvin
first.
is dying. I need her now.
I will
Adrian is with him. They're at the cabin.
pass the message
I'm the
along,
taxi.
and you see him whisper to one of the other guards.
Tell her Murray's here.
Right, Murray, Adrin, Garvin. Very well. And you see him go over to one of his other guards, say something to him, and you see the guard quickly run out. It takes about 10 minutes, but within about 10 minutes, you see a woman come out as you recognize this Rain.
Hey, Mom. So, what did they tell you?
Something about it that Garvin needs me, and he's with Adrin right
Yes.
now.
Yes. Get on my back. You'll see when you get there. And then I turn into an eagle.
So she kind of sighs, gets on your back, and you get almost a death grip.
And then I might actually travel a little bit slower if she's still like white knuckling it.
It's probably terrifying to be riding on a
Yeah.
But also
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, with very little notice.
level of exhilaration, but terror. Got it. So, you guys, after a while of waiting, you guys hear the sounds of flapping as Murray has made his way back. And you see him land. You see Rain come off of his back as he transforms back into Murray.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
What is going on? What do you need me for? What is happening?
It's time.
So soon?
Yeah.
I was afraid of that. Right, where is he?
Inside. Didn't feel right, being here.
Murray will just stay posted outside the door, outside, leaning on the staff.
Garvin, you see the door open. You see your mother walk in. My son.
Garvin doesn't answer.
Are you absolutely sure this is what you want?
I think Garvin looks like Garvin. He's lifeless. In the time that Murray's gone, he's not in this body anymore.
And you hear a stifled cry as Rain calls for you, Adrin.
Oh, I'm literally right there immediately. I don't care how fast Coco is, I'm faster. I will dimension door if I have to.
I lock eyes with Sihiri.
As they're walking in, Adrian bites his thumb, and in his blood draws their family crest on Garvin's forehead, and then steps back and holds Coco's hand. And Mom's.
And she's got tears streaming down her face, regardless if she knows what is potentially coming. She just came in to see her son lifeless on the bed.
Mom, I'm sorry. I thought we would have time to bring you, but we can help. We can do our part. We can be an anchor. I'm gonna reach out to Dad, and I'm gonna try to take you two with me. Please don't rip his head off this time. I know he's kind of a dick, but Garvin's on the line.
And she just through her tears, you just see have Murray do whatever he needs to do.
Oh, they've got it. We do our part now. And I'm gonna have the three of us sit down, cross-legged. Well, Coco, ready to meet my dad? Let's give it a
Coco's
shot.
sort of giving worried glances back to Garvin and back to you, and this all goes under the heading magic with a capital M in her brain, and she's like, ready as I'll ever be, I guess.
And then while Sahiri and Murray are starting to, get ready this ritual, get ready this spell, and start to perform it, I'm gonna try with literally every ounce of everything I have to reach out to Dad.
Okay.
Loud.
Okay. So,
I'm not asking him for help. I am demanding it in this moment.
okay. So, we'll deal with that. Murray and Sahiri, what are you doing?
I reach into my bag, I pull out the components, I break off a piece of the mushroom from the Feywilds. Here, put this in your incense with the censer.
I would start whatever rites to begin moving him to ask for the permission that Garvin needs to ask for to move forward.
And
So
Murray's gonna
basically, I
slowly
am.
walk.
Sahiri's kind of tuning out to this plane and would be tuning in to the ethereal to try to meet Garvin's spirit.
Okay.
And take him along that path.
All right.
So to everybody else, Sahiri's just there, but not.
Murray will slowly walk into the room. I mean, crying. It's hard not to. And he'll take the mushroom, break it up, place it on his chest, cover it with his hands, and then dip his finger in the oils and start drawing glyphs on his body. Forehead, face, neck, arms, just everywhere, just drawing the glyphs.
Okay.
And quietly mumbling in Druidic, prayer of resurrection. Or
Reincarnation.
Yeah. Different.
Yes, very much so. So as you start to say this, you see a green light start to envelop his body. You see it entwined with there's some black in there as well. You see the light swirl around his body. And eventually it starts to coalesce onto the floor as a form starts to take shape. While this is going on, Garvin, you find yourself in a grove, an open area of forest. It's not familiar, but it's got that sense of familiarity to it. You look down, you don't see anything. Your body is light. There's no form or anything like that. As you look around, you see trees, but you see two figures coming towards you. One you recognize as your father. The other one is a man. He's got black and purple robes on. The hood is up on his head, and he's carrying a rather large sword in his hand. We've never seen him before. They come up to you. The man in the robe looks at you and says, I know it is not your time. You will come back to me one day, but I have other paths for you. You are with one of my chosen. And she will need you more one day than I need you right now.
Are you Kelemvor?
And he nods.
I had a feeling.
There will come a time where you will have to very nearly throw your life to save hers. But she is in great danger as of right now. I believe you've already met them. One who perverts the world of death. And he must be stopped.
All I know is the Harpers have gone to great lengths to keep her in. And they would do something like that if it wasn't something huge.
It will be a time. You will go through many other trials before this happens. But you must come across victorious. For many things within the Undermountain are tied together. You will need to go to its depths. Not today, you are not prepared, but you will need to. Your father looks at you. My son, I gave you power because you asked for it. I gave it to you because I felt you deserved it. It was the one piece that I could give to you. It's not your time. I expect great things of you.
Adrian still needs me. He's back there. I wasn't gonna make it in that body long enough to be with him.
Do not worry. There'll be enough time for you and your brother. However, for now, it's time for you to go. And you feel this warmth, this pull, something pulling your back. The light starts to fade on the grove as the two figures start to retreat back. You kind of feel pulled away from the grove. The light fades, and another bright light appears. You all see this form finish. It's a younger body. Adrian, you know notice the ears. Looks half elfish. The body finishes forming. Right at the second of Garvin, you feel this pull back into another form. The energy, it disperses throughout the room as a breath hits your lungs.
Where am I? What's going on?
You're where we left you, bud.
Hey, kid.
Oh, those are
welcome
good
back.
voices to hear.
I reach over and I flick the tip of his ear.
Ow!
Nice
What the
ear.
hell is that for?
Yeah, it fucking sucks, doesn't it? Don't do it to me ever again.
Arise, Garvin the
Welcome back.
half-elven.
Aw. Now I can't make fun of his ears.
Oh,
I
you
can make fun of
but I'm gonna do
yours.
it back.
I mean, yeah.
So Rain comes and just gives you a hug. Garvin, is it
Alright,
really
who-
you? Is it
Who let
really?
her know? I didn't want her to be worried.
Dude.
And Garvin gives her a big hug and squeezes heartily.
And you hear this loud sigh of relief. It's like, right. Now put some clothes on. It's no place for that. And she kind of has a smirk on her face and stands up and leaves the room.
Shit, man. Dad gave you an upgrade.
I mean, I guess I'll have to look in a mirror or something. And it takes a minute to kind of get my bearings and get clothes on. I'd probably just grab a basic robe and find a mirror to look in.
Okay. As you look in the mirror, you see your ears are pointed, not full elvish size, so you definitely say half elf. Your skin has a slight coloration to it. It reminds you a little bit of wood elves. It's got that tinge of color to it. Slightly different than your brother's. What color's your hair?
Interesting. It's probably like a chocolate or like a woody brown
Okay.
color.
So it's kind of got that, that almost like wood. You're definitely pulling some of those traits from a wood elf. But you look young. You look just not you. On top of
I
that,
think
your
Garvin-
legs.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like stretching his legs out and feeling that for the first time. Like it doesn't feel like the armor felt. It's completely different.
It's lighter.
It's a sensation that he's never experienced. So he's probably more interested in that. And then I think after he's kind of done all of that, looked in the mirror for a moment, he comes over and he gives Sahiri a hug. And as he does, he whispers into her ear, "I saw him. He said it was not my time. He also said you're special."
I'm glad it wasn't your time. I am glad that your meeting with Kelemvor was temporary. I am glad that you are back with us.
He gives her a nod.
I'll go get a fire in the fireplace for everybody. Maybe make some food. Garvin, good to have you back. I need to sit down.
Right. Well, what are we doing? I'm hungry. I could eat loads, and we've got work to do. I feel energetic, like I could go for days.
You do see it's dark outside. There's lanterns inside the house. You do smell something starting to cook, and as you kind of go out the door, you see Rain has started making food within the kitchen.
Murray standing there awkwardly, feeling like a fifth wheel at this point because his job is taken.
Murray, I'm the cook too. Come on, get in here.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go sit outside. I need trees. It's been a weird,
All right.
weird fucking day. And I'm just gonna go sit outside, just leaning up against the house in a dark corner, just taking in nature.
Yeah, I think Sahiri needs a few moments too.
How long are you gonna sit out there for, Murray, by yourself?
Until Mama Rain calls dinner,
Okay.
basically.
So
Like,
if
it's got- the two workers are outside smoking a cigarette. Like, jeez, shift, huh?
if you're out there, you can sit out there and inspect the staff.
Yeah, I'm inspecting the staff.
Okay.
I'm really taking my time to take it all in.
So it takes about an hour because there are quite a few of you, and she's not used to making as much food for as everybody, even with Adrin's help.
And I'm big, so she's seen how much I can eat.
By the time she calls for dinner. Murray, you've kind of gotten a very strong feel for this staff. It's calling out to you. You know it's got some magical properties to it. Go ahead and add a Staff of the Woodlands to your character sheet and attune to it. As this staff, you've learned the command words for being able to use it. You know it has some magical properties, spells and things contained within that you can use on a regular basis.
Okay. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. That's Murray says when he walks in because he made that noise.
And-
Oh.
You
Hey.
you also notice as you've attuned to it, the actual head of the staff has kind of changed. Instead of being more of a tree, the wind chimes have disappeared. It's now almost formed mushrooms. So it's about 4 prongs of mushrooms kind of clumped together to make this top of this staff.
And as I walk in, like, hey, Sahiri, I'm glad you didn't have to, you know.
I would have done what Garvin needed.
Me too.
I don't have to like it, but I would have done it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject, any preferences? You know? Do you want to take your chances with Kalemvor and then see what happens, or do you want me to start and then see what happens? Because, I mean, here's the thing, right? You could just say no, and then I'll come back, and then I'm just out a lot of money. Which is really worthless to me, so...
If it's my time, it's my time. I have things to do. Kalimvor will see a path for me in his realm. I do not fear that, and since I will go before pretty much all of you, I will be there when you cross over.
Yeah. Oh, man. Just make sure you got a beer waiting for me, huh?
Of course.
All right. Mama Rain hates being kept waiting. Let her dote on you, by the way. You can't stop her. I tried.
I'm
Look at
just
me.
not.
I tried.
I'm just not comfortable with all the. I'm used to alone.
So you guys enter back into the cabin. Dinner's ready. Looks like she made some sort of vegetable stew.
Nice.
And it's a large cauldron of it, so there's plenty of food for everybody. For the most part, you guys, the food's delicious. You eat as much as you possibly can, but the night goes quietly. Rain doesn't really have too many questions at this point. I think she's still processing. Do you guys
I
have?
think at one point,
Yep.
Garvin would pull Coco off to the side. Hey, Coco. I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted on the Discord side.
That was it. I was like,
There
wait,
we go.
no, something's gone wrong. I thought it was my mic, but it's the other Discord. Yeah, Coco's been sort of very studiously sharpening her rapier all night. Just like
He,
we're gonna do this thing that we know we're good at, and that is not complicated and does not require thinking.
look. You remember that time in Troll Skull Alley? The guy with the beads, the things that we stole, the whole thing, everything. The open lord. All of it. I remember it all. It's me. Okay? Ask me something only Garvin would know. I'll answer. Oh, well, that might be hard for you. I didn't even think of that. And he kind of like scratches his head like with this really shitty look on his face like, damn, that was not well thought out.
Murray looks at Garvin's hands throughout the night. Is the brand still there?
The brand is not still there.
Garvin gives Coco a nod. At least feeling comfortable that she feels like it's him.
I have a weird semi-above table question as the player. Something that Adrian would have noticed, because, like, you know, family, you get to know the scent of a family member. What does Garvin smell like now?
Not death.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
you're there.
no, I know, but, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, somebody might be, like, a little floral or something like that. I don't know.
You do get the sense of nature, kind of. I mean, it's a very vague
Woodsy.
description. Yeah, wood. You kind of get that woodsy.
Woodsy.
Yeah. You definitely noticed that there was a scent missing. That seemed to have been there before, and that was that smell of death and decay that you kind of became a little bit notice blind to. But at the right moments, you could say it was there. You don't. That's gone.
Okay.
But aside from that, yeah, that's kind of what that's that musk that he kind of gives it back. As the night kind of goes on, you do hear a kind of a storm rolling through. It's faint. It seems like it's a little off in the distance, but it does seem like the weather's taking a slight turn. Like you're getting that autumn thunderstorms rolling through as the temperature's slowly starting to change.
Well, we did kind of drag Dad into a whole bunch of shit. He is kind of a god of weather.
So, just and I forgot to bring this. While you were sitting there with Coco and Rain while Murray was performing, you did feel a sense of warmth. You didn't hear any response or anything like that, but you felt comfort and warmth as you were sitting there waiting for something from your father.
I figured as much.
You guys finish your meal. Rain just looks up and says, I don't know about you, but flying that fast on a giant eagle after being home and seeing your son dead and then brought back to life is taking quite the toll on me, and I'd rather get to sleep. I suggest you all do the same. Even you, Garvin.
That's fair.
I think Garvin's probably like passed out in the chair. Like it's just thought he had all the energy, but as soon as the meal was in his body and he'd eaten, he was out.
Well, I guess I didn't need to scold him on that after all. Adrian,
I
get
have
your
an
brother to
8-week-old
bed.
puppy that feels the same way. I could go forever.
He's just like when he was a kid. Soon as dinner, out like a light.
Well, Adrian, get your brother to bed, and I'll see you all in the morning.
Love you, Mom.
Good night, Mama Rain.
Good night to all of you.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Night,
close
night.
the door.
Good night.
Once she's outside, hey, so I know she told me to get him to bed, but he looks. Well, I mean, he's not sickly anymore, so he weighs more, and I'm not super strong.
Murray rolls his eyes. Yeah, jeez. Just
Thanks,
never
Murray.
take the pin out and keep me a workhorse, why don't you?
Well, no, I mean, I can do it if you want to watch me
Blah,
struggle,
blah,
but
blah, blah,
he
blah, and I walk away.
May get a concussion. I mean, I go with, but you know, I'm just tell.
Okay, so Murray, you take Garvin off to bed. You kind of just do you put him down gently, or do you kind of toss him into the bed?
No, very gently.
As you get into the room, you realize you forgot one kind of important thing. Garvin's old body is still within the room.
Oh, jeez.
Mm,
Okay, this isn't creepy. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I take
I'm just
care of
gonna
this.
wrap up.
It's
I'm just gonna wrap up old Garvin and put him on my shoulder and
Come
work
in and
very,
help.
very hard to walk outside with him. I refuse help.
So Sahiri, as you kind of recall to the room, you see as you get to the door, you see Adrin carrying Garvin's human form. Very solemn look on his face as he's walking out the door.
Would you like me to say a few words?
And at this point, Adrian is crying. Quietly, but very noticeably.
You have helped your brother along. You are allowed to grieve because you have lost one form of your brother, but you have a whole new brother to get to know. Same personality, different package.
This is just the first time that I've gotten to stop and not go, go, go. It's been.
I'm very glad Garvin came back.
Oh, me too. Chasing him sounded like really bad idea, but I was gonna do it.
As you're sitting there, you're digging a hole and burying him outside. Is that what you're doing?
I think I actually like manually dig a hole since like for the first time since I got magic, I dig a hole by hand.
Okay.
It was like that was like
I would say
since
if
I was, like,
Adrin will
10.
let me, I will help. But
that he would let you help with. But like since he was like 10, he hasn't done basically any manual labor at all.
If Coco sees what's going on, she will also offer to help.
So,
dig.
yeah, as you guys kind of come out, you see Adrin's physically struggling as he's never really done anything like this before. You all go out to help. After about halfway through,
I'll be the light.
you start getting drops of rain.
Doesn't slow me down.
Yeah. By the time you finish, and as you keep going, the rain starts becoming more pronounced. Eventually, by the time you finished, it's a nice solid drizzle has started happening. So the rain is really starting to come down.
Yeah, I gently lay the body grave, and I use mold earth to cover it over, and I put a stone above the head.
I'll druid craft grass and flowers.
As soon as you finish covering put the stone down and cover the land with grass, the heavens open up completely. The rain just downpour. You hear heavy thunder coming as thunderstorm has moved into the area.
Hey, I love the smell of petrichor. You know, wet dirt.
The cycle
Kind of what
has
he smells like now.
moved through. We say goodbye to the Garvin form that we knew, but we say hello to the new Garvin.
Even if he's not in this, well, for lack of a better term, meat suit at the moment, it was Garvin. So.
Yeah.
Whether or not.
Thank the gods that the smell's gone, eh?
Yeah.
Too soon. I'm sorry, too soon.
No, now he smells like this right now. The wet dirt,
Ooh,
the ground,
petrichor?
and the leaves from that tree. And, yeah.
Oh, that's great. They should bottle that and sell it as a cologne.
I think he may take umbrage with that particular branding opportunity.
I just thought of a business opportunity.
Oh no.
No, I'm not gonna harvest your brother's sweat and make cologne. I'm just saying petrichor and like autumn leaves. You know, it's a good smell.
That
There you
That
go.
might
You call it the
Jeez.
ghostly leaf cologne?
Sahiri.
Sahiri gets a cut. That's for
With the
sure.
big
Holy crap.
brain. Thank you, I needed that.
Executive producer credit on that one. Holy crap.
I love you guys.
I guess you all are rubbing off on me.
I'm sorry.
Frooks out her feathers because she's drenched and just.
All right.
Good
Bedtime, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, so the rain is continuing to pour down. You get the sporadic lightning and thunder. The wind is starting to pick up, and you can hear it just blowing through the forest area. You guys get back inside the cabin, drenched from head to toe as you walk back in.
Okay.
You guys head into your rooms. Are you all going straight to bed?
Well, I'm sleeping on the floor or bottom bunk in with Garvin.
Okay.
Some
Would-
prayers
Coco's gonna-
to
yeah.
do before bed, and then when I wake up. But
Coco's gonna grab either Sahiri or Murray, whoever's closest, and like, no watch.
So the front door, when everybody's inside, Murray's gonna shut the front door, and then he just leans up against it, puts his arms up, and closes his eyes. Yeah, they gotta get through me.
Yeah, I just look at Coco. Anything that's dumb enough to fuck with us in our childhood home deserves what's coming.
Yeah, I can show you how easy a humanoid's head pops like a grape. But if they try to mess with us, they deserve it. Just saying. Oh, your mom's here, right? No, that's probably bad. Yeah,
Did Mom
okay.
go home? Is she staying in? one
She's
of the
staying
rooms
here for the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Murray taxi can't fly her back right now.
So you guys head to wherever you're staying for the evening. Murray at the door. Sahiri praying. Adrin next to Garvin in the bunk.
I'll try to stay awake until sleep takes me. Like, I do want to sleep. It's just, It's been a day.
Yeah, and you honestly, as much as you want to try, you fall asleep rather quickly. You've kind of dealt with a lot, not just with dealing with Garvin, but just in your travels, and
Oh,
you really haven't had a lot of time to think and really do stuff to yourself. Um, you all sleep,
The Guardian's name is Michael. Hey, wonder how Michael's doing.
and at that thought, you just kind of go, and you're out. You all sleep without any problems. It's been a long time since you've been able to comfortably sleep without feeling like something's going to happen. You wake up the next morning. Murray, you're up for the first one as you hear Rain come into the kitchen and start making food.
Oh, morning, Mama. What's want some help?
Help's always appreciated.
Okay.
I hope you
Come
slept
here,
well.
Mama,
And
give her-
as she kind of looks at you coming off the door, it's an odd spot to sleep, but to each their own, I suppose.
Old habits die hard, you know. It's just making sure. Mama Rain can't be there all the time to protect her boys, you know. I try, you know. I try. All right.
Next one into the kitchen is Adrin, as he kind of trundles behind.
Oh, shit. I forgot. you
Morning,
actually-
glasses. Love you too. Okay.
I forgot.
Mom,
you
Agent's
actually-
picking on me.
I forgot, Mum, that you actually get up like a normal person, unlike these lot. So,
Well, somebody has to. How else are you going to get fed?
can
Amen.
I make the tea, coffee?
Yes, you can make your tea in your special ways.
Not that
Special.
time. No, not that tea.
But that would make the day so much more entertaining. I tell
Look,
you
I'd like to
what.
get breakfast finished, as
Yeah, you.
I've got to get back. I did kind of leave my post abruptly, and I still have lots of work to do within the archives.
Oh, hey,
Mom.
you want to ride back? I got you.
Well,
Go sit down. I've got it. And I just sort of, lovingly
Hey.
brush her out of the way to go sit down.
and
While I
as you
finish.
kind of reach over to help, she goes, "Do not take me away from my duties."
Busted.
Mum, since we've moved out, they've become my duties. You've taken care of me my whole life. It's time to give back. Sit down.
Not within my house. Make your tea and be quiet.
Oh, this.
Murray stops talking.
I just lean over and give her a kiss on the cheek. Yes, Mom.
Now, let's get breakfast finished.
Regular tea and it's regular coffee for everyone's edification.
I need to finish breakfast so I can get back, and we can arrange travel for you to go wherever you wish to go at this point.
Oh, wait,
What are you
don't
guys all
need-
arguing about? What's going on? Where's the coffee?
Hey!
Right here. You still
Oh, yeah.
like it?
Tastes great. Actually,
Good.
really good. What'd you do to it?
Literally the same thing I've done every day that you've had it. New
Garbage
taste buds, I
drugs.
guess.
New taste buds.
Yeah, everything taste-wise, while you know it's the same, it's coming off with this richer flavor. Something's different. It's the sensation from your mouth is different because this body has never tasted this sensation before.
It's like
Right.
if you already had a taste for coffee, but this was still the first time you'd had it. That's wild.
Did I hear something about Candlekeep? Are we leaving?
As soon as we finish breakfast,
I want to try the legs.
Yeah, we're gonna walk them up.
well, there's gonna be plenty of walking to go, and then again, I don't think you, unless you have enough passes to get everybody back within the city. I'll just arrange for transportation to get you back.
Oh, I've got something to get us in the city if really need be, but
I could also fly you home, Mom. Like I'll go slower this time.
If you don't mind, after the last couple days, I'd rather walk.
Okay. We could also hitch up a wagon and I could pull you guys. Just saying. We could walk. Let's walk.
You just got
Yeah, let's walk. Yeah.
Oh, you
Well,
need
yeah,
a
you'd
new
have to
code
keep
name.
up with me.
no, my code name's perfect now.
No, it's not.
It's less ironic.
That's why it's not perfect.
Well, at the same
I
time,
mean,
isn't it slightly
here's the
ironic?
thing, right? Yeah. Actually, oh, that's weird. It's less ironic, which makes it more ironic. Wow, that's weird. Hey, I'll go wake up the other two. I'll be right back. Okay, and I give Mama a little squeeze. Here you go. Okay.
5 gold says Coco's already awake, shopping something.
So,
Coco's a budgie, and if you've never had a budgie, you don't understand how freakishly early they are up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Making really loud screechy noises. At least Coco is sparing you that.
You say
But,
Sahiri's up early every morning to pray, so
So yeah, they're probably both awake, just not
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
Yeah. So no, Murray just kind of looks in.
so
Oh,
Coco, as you're sitting there, you've been sitting there sharpening your rapier. You've known that number one, the blade's never dulled. So
I know.
that's just out of habit. You just kind of have this, and you just look at it like. It is a magic weapon.
Doesn't know quite what else to do with herself.
That reaction was so good, though. I know.
It's a magic rapier.
So you all come out. You have breakfast. You guys start packing back up to leave. Is there anything you guys want to do at the cabin before you go?
pick a flower and just keep it. That's all. Momentum.
Well, I mean, I meant inside the cabin. As you exit the cabin, you see the spot where Garvin's old body was laid to rest. Now you had set flowers and grass to, but it almost looks like it has turned into a mound. Design has shown up on it's almost trying to describe this. Those old burial mounds.
A Karen.
Like
Yeah, it's almost like a cairn. It's got
the king.
it's slightly rounded over, but then there's this design, almost like a swirl, on top of the mound itself.
Dad never
And-
was satisfied with my handiwork.
Everyone's a critic.
Yeah, the grass is fully grown, and it's just covered in flowers.
Murray will take one, and then he'll pull a mushroom off, and give it back. Rules of the Feywild, basically. Don't take unless you give.
Oh, we remember.
The day is cleared. Whatever storm had moved through seemed to have dissipated overnight.
I guess I'll spend the walk sort of very, very, very much like traveling poet style, reading the first draft of the few chapters of my my next book, which is Our Adventures, so that I can fully catch her up with all of the details. I skipped some of the more horrifying bits. It's pretty obvious that I skipped those bits because there are sudden gaps.
Okay. You guys travel. It takes you about 2 days to get back. On foot, it's going to take considerably longer. You guys get back to the gates of Candlekeep. Are you guys going to go in to the city, or are you guys going to prepare to travel elsewhere?
I think during those 2 days, Garvin's just wanting to copy the details of one spell from Lord Yellowcrest's spellbook.
Okay.
Specifically, he wants the details of Contact Other Plane. He knows it's beyond the level of him being able to use it for now. This is more because he's intending to give Candlekeep the book itself.
Gotcha.
And he is hoping this will cover any payment and future issues for anybody coming in and out of Candlekeep, considering its value.
Okay.
At least with our party.
Fair enough. So you'll have that now in your spell book, which of course you won't be able to use just yet, but you'll have it available. So you guys get to the gates. Your mother leads the way. She goes and says, "Wait here. I'll go talk to the guards." But again, are you coming in, or do you want to travel elsewhere for now?
I mean, I've got some shopping I want to do real quick, and I think Sahiri had something to check on, and I mean, we got to figure out where we're going.
He's a good 6 inches taller than he was yesterday. He needs new duds.
And I have a feeling we need to get back to Waterdeep, as much as I don't want to.
Why? Okay.
Just trust me, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Very well. So you get to the
I'd like to
guard.
check that book first.
You get to the guards and says, "And what do you have to present for your entry?"
Him.
All right, here. Name's Garvin Morningstar. Yes, I'm in a different body. It's complicated. I'm sure my mother Rain can explain. But this will cover more than anything that we need as far as this party and passage in and out of Candlekeep. And I present the spellbook.
Okay. So he looks at her and says, "Ooh. Very well. Take this to the registrar's office, and they will catalog it immediately." So they let you guys, the doors open to the city. You enter in.
As we start to walk in, I'm sort of like taking Garvin's measurements, just like eyeballing it. All right, I'll meet up with you. I'm gonna go get you some better clothes.
So as you're kind of eyeballing him, you kind of look down at yourself and you're like, huh. You're looking at your
Yeah.
builds.
Perfect, you're my size now. Oh, Garvin.
Oh, no. Just don't go overboard, please.
No promises. See you later.
All right, so everybody gets into the city. You guys start to split off and go on slightly different ways. We're gonna go ahead and stop a little early there. I think it's a very good spot to stop. As a lot has kind of just happened for the group at this point. When one party member's come back and another one has
Died.
changed in a big way.
Also come back.
Yeah. So. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're going to do it for tonight.